everyone, and welcome back to another video where we will be discussing about the latest transfer news around Arsenal this time. So this time I'll not be covering the other topics. I'll just see if there is anything that comes up during our live show. I'll try to pick it up and I'll try to discuss. But right now I will be focusing on the players and the transfer rumors around Arsenal. And we have a lot to talk about. We are doing deals that nobody wants us to do. None of the fans are excited. And I think there is a lot on the plate for Arteta, Bertha, and Arsenal this summer transfer window because we need a lot of players. And even if we try to create a backup, we need some marquee signings for sure. And I think that is what the whole of the Arsenal fan base is looking towards. Now, let us start first with the main news that came with two done deals, which is Kepa from Chelsea, who was on loan on Bournemouth, and we have Norgaard from Brentford. Both of these deals, none of them excite us, but I absolutely don't know what is the deal with Arsenal and with uh, Chelsea. What are they trying to do? What is what are they trying to do? I mean, like we have been signing Chelsea players every now and then, and I'm not sure what is going wrong. I think there is something wrong with the camera. Just give me a moment. Let me correct that. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, people, I think you can hear me properly, and I'm sorry. There was something that I was seeing flickering in the camera, which I thought like I'll just have to work on it. So Arsenal, as we all know, we are Chelsea's retirement home. No matter who we are linked with, every summer transfer window, we get one or the other Chelsea reject. Now, you might be thinking, like, maybe he's just a backup keeper, which is something that I am okay with. But we could not get anybody else. We had to go for Kepa, a Chelsea player. And that makes us, I think we can start a starting 11 from Chelsea with the amount of players that we have got. So we have got Gallus, we have got David Lewis, Willian, Kepa, Jorginho, Benhayun, Havertz, and if I try to see if there are any more, we have got Peter Cech and Sterling. And mind you, none of them in their prime. So David Lewis was already close to leaving Chelsea. Arsenal uh, got into a deal, got them. Willian, he never performed. Chelsea fans were actually happy because William was not performing that season for Chelsea, and Arsenal signed them. Then we have Jorginho. He was already old and he was looking for other club. He wanted to stay in London, and Arsenal are there. Benayoun, nothing. Kai Havertz, with the amount of hate initially for Kai Havertz that was there across the Arsenal fan base, where they were looking for a striker, and Arteta just went and got in a center attacking midfielder and made him a makeshift striker. So this is where Arsenal are now. We have got Kepa, we have got Sterling, Peter Cech, who was already towards the end of his career. Arsenal got him as well. Sterling, I have absolutely no clue when we didn't even play him. So this one we got on loan, so I'll still maybe excuse it. But still, since we got it, we had a lot of injuries. We could have at least played Sterling in a more games, rotate the squad a bit more so that it could have helped Saka or maybe somebody else, because the amount of games the players were playing regularly, I think that caused the amount of injuries that we had towards the end of starting of the second half of the season. So anyways, Kepa is here. The only good thing about this is he is willing to be a backup keeper, and we all know that keepers, they don't get substituted much. So he knows that he will not be getting any game time. And the most game time that he can get is if David Raya gets injured, which touchwood, I don't think he should, because he has been exceptional for us. The other thing is in the Carabao or EFL Cups, I think this is where he will get majority of the games, because Arteta is not a big fan of substitutions in general. Overall, he doesn't change the squad that much or rotate the squad that much. And when it comes to keeper, he doesn't do that at all. So I think in fair, Arsenal getting this deal close to £5 million, I think it's like decent. They did need a backup keeper, and I think Kepa will do a fantastic job here. So even though I have something that Arsenal, I feel that Arsenal owe something to Chelsea, or maybe Chelsea have got Arsenal out of something major, maybe in the back, where Arsenal are bound to take players after players after player every transfer window from Chelsea. But let's see, people. Let me know your thoughts. I know none of you will be excited for Kepa coming to Arsenal, but hopefully he's just a backup. So I think that should be okay. With the deal of 5 million, I think it helps Arsenal so that Arsenal can use these money that they are saving in order to get the backup in and use this money to buy the Rodrigo, buy this Gayo-Grace or Sesko. Personally, I don't want Sesko, but let's see if it looks like Arsenal wants Sesko only. So this is done and confirmed. Kepa, so the man himself, Fabrizio Romano, said, Kepa to Arsenal, here we go. Done deal for the Spanish goalkeeper to join Arsenal as new backup for David Raya. Arsenal activate 5 million clause, £5 million from Chelsea, and all documents are now sealed. One more addition for Arteta after Martin Zubimendi. So I think this is a backup thing. And I think we had a news that Kepa has completed his medical at Arsenal on Wednesday, and formal steps will follow now. 5 million release clause already activated. So he becomes our second signing after Martin Zubimendi, a backup goalkeeper, which I think, in all honesty, even though the amount of hate that I have for Arsenal getting Chelsea rejects, it makes sense because let's be honest, we want the money to be splashed on the attacking side of the pitch, not on the defense, not on the keeper. And if you're honest, getting two good keepers has never worked out, at least not worked out for Arsenal. So you already know that we had Emi Martinez and Brent Leno. We had to let Martinez go. Then we got Brent Leno and Ramsdale. We had to we had to let Leno go. Then we had we had Ramsdale and Raya, and then we had to let Ramsdale go. So now we, in all the 3-4 seasons, we had two good goalkeepers, and normally goalkeepers need bit of more of playing time. They cannot be rotated like outfield players do. So I think this makes sense where he can sit, just be a backup, and if it's necessary, if it's required, he can come in and do a good job. So I think this makes sense in that way as well. Now, again, so Kepa has undergone a medical with Arsenal and is set to be officially announced. The goalkeeper is reportedly in London finalizing a £5 million move from Chelsea. And there is one thing interesting that I wanted to show you, which is, let me zoom this a bit so that you can see the comparison. So I hope the fonts are clear. Like if I zoom it a bit more, it is getting out of the window. So in terms of Raya, again, this is not a fair comparison because so Kepa was in Bournemouth on loan from Chelsea, and even though a lot of people might think like he is a bad keeper, which I personally think as well, his career didn't start well at Chelsea. He did had 8 clean sheets, so that's a very good clean sheets. He was there in Bournemouth, and to be honest, like the Golden Glove winner, our Raya, he had 13 with a lot of backing from the defense that Arsenal have. Arsenal have a very good defense. So him getting 13 and Kepa getting 8, I think that's a decent amount of clean sheets from a Bournemouth keeper. Plus, if you see the saves, Raya made 86 saves to Kepa making 97 saves. That is a good number. Now, again, in no way or form I'm saying that Kepa is better than Raya. I'm just saying that as a backup right now from the stats or what he has did last season, it looks good. And in all honesty, in the Premier League, he played 31 games, which I think two he couldn't play against Chelsea, one home and away because of the parent club, and maybe a couple of games here and there he has missed out. So 31 games, 8 clean sheets, which is a good number. But do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this? Do you think it's a good decision? Do you think like we have again got another Chelsea reject, which for you it doesn't make sense? But let me know your thoughts. Now, this was the second biggest news that broke yesterday, where Arsenal were linked with Christian Norgaard from Brentford, the Brentford captain himself. And this started slowly, but quickly gained pace, and now it is a done. Here we go, almost. Now, it started with Arsenal and Christian Norgaard have reached an agreement on personal terms as player wants the move. Brentford informed of the player's decision as the club to club talks continue to get the deal done over 10 million euro after opening bid. So Christian Nørgaard, who is primarily a defensive midfielder, he's a captain of Brentford and a defensive midfielder. He is not known for his ball playing ability, not known for his skills, but he's known for his interceptions. He's known for the amount of like interceptions, tackles, and winning the ball that he can do. This is what he's rated. And this came because Arsenal, you know that we have been negotiating with Thomas Partey over an extended deal. So his contract expires on by the end of this month, and Arsenal were trying to get him to sign a new contract with the same or a bit lower wages. And I think the biggest hitting part here was Thomas Partey or his agent. They both were not ready to sign a contract for 1 or 2 years on the same or lower wages. They wanted a pay rise, and they were asking close to £250,000 per week, which I think Arsenal thought that Thomas Partey, even though he has been fantastic for Arsenal and an absolute general for us this particular year, with no injuries, no nothing, he has been fantastic. But paying him £250,000 per week for another 2 years, it might be a bit risky, and it might not help them in order to pay the wages of other players they're trying to get, or pay the wages of players like William Saliba, Saka, and all the other players. We already have Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, and Saka and Saliba. They will cross close to £300,000 once their contract gets renewed. So I think what if you ask me, I personally wanted Thomas Partey to stay maybe on the same wages, or maybe Vasan had to maybe just maybe push a bit more, but keep him for an year or two, because he is the, again, this might hurt a lot of Declan Rice fans, but I'm saying you from a very honest footballing point of view. Declan Rice is a superb number 6, very good with interceptions, very good with breaking the ball, very good with maybe taking the ball, or maybe putting in a header and a tackle here and there. But Thomas Partey is absolutely fantastic under pressure, taking the ball under pressure, turning around, putting that through balls, putting that split passes, and breaking the lines of play. This is something, along with having the physicality, maybe not the pace. So the pace, I think this is something that he lost a bit, but he's 32 years old, you have to understand. So maybe not the pace, but an absolute giant in the middle of the, I mean, uh, in the number 6 position. And I think he will be a huge loss for Arsenal. There is no doubt about that. So let me know your thoughts, but I think Thomas Partey has the best ball playing ability in Arsenal in the number 6 role. But now, since we have got Zubimendi was supposed to be Thomas Partey backup. We already lost Jorginho, and Norgaard is supposed to be Jorginho's backup. But I would have personally wanted Zubimendi and Thomas Partey in some of the games where we needed double pivot. Can you realize if we had Zubimendi and Thomas Partey as a double pivot? I mean, now it's not going to happen, but I think that was a dream. But right now, I think Zubimendi, he might take a bit of time to adjust to the Premier League, the pace, and if you see the physicality of Zubimendi, he's not best suited when it comes to the physical aspects. So let's see what happens. But Norgaard is almost done. So Arsenal submitted a proposal worth 11 million package for Christian Norgaard as a Matt's reports. Negotiations ongoing as Brentford want more and more talks. Brentford want more and talks continue. Norgaard wants to join Arsenal. So this guy has already given us a green light. He's 31 years of age. Thomas Partey was 32. So it's not that we have got somebody younger. It's just that he will be as a backup if something happens to Zubimendi. We might need him to step in, or in games like Carabao Cup where we need to rotate a bit of players, he might step in and help Arsenal out. Now, if you also realize, it makes sense in other way where this is again a very cheap signing, not in the terms of player, like he is a decent player. He is not a record breaker. He's not something that will excite anybody, but he is a player who can come and do a job if required. Just as Jorginho, I had my question marks on Jorginho, but when he stepped on the pitch, he did help Arsenal, at least in most of the games that he has played. So I think this is in overall a good backup signing. It is very less amount of money, close to 11 million euro. So I think that helps Arsenal with again to use the money that they save here to invest in a forward attacking player, or maybe a left winger, or maybe a center attacking midfielder, whatever Arsenal go for. Most likely a number 9 and left side attacking winger. So let's see what happens. And there is something that I wanted to show you, like before you judge Norgaard and quickly just rule him out of anything that comes up, there is something interesting that I wanted to show you. So here, if you see, so let me make sure that I don't cut everything and you're able to see what tally I'm comparing. So this is Norgaard with Odegaard. And if you realize now that we have Norgaard, Trossard, Odegaard, and now you suddenly wonder why it is hard for Arsenal to win a title. I don't know if it was a silly joke, but it just rhymes. But anyways, so coming back to Norgaard, he has played 34 games. Our captain, again, I'm not comparing, this is not a apple to apple comparison because Odegaard plays as an attacking midfielder, Norgaard plays more as a deep lying player or a defensive midfielder. So this is not such, but I'm just telling you that even with playing as a defensive midfielder, he has good stats to back the numbers. So he has got 5 goals and 4 assists. That is 9 goal contributions in the Premier League last season. Odegaard has 3 goals. Now, we all know Odegaard didn't have a good season last year. So he has 3 goals and 8 assists for an attacking player. So that makes a like total goals and assists of 11, where Norgaard has 9. And to compare it with our 2 other players, again, Declan Rice, not an apple-to-apple comparison because he plays as a left-sided attacking midfielder. So he goes up front a lot. Now he had 4 goals, 7 assists. That again takes to 11 goals and assists for the season. And Thomas Partey, who is our number 6, which is the exact comparison, he has scored 4 goals and 2 assists to Norgaard's 5 goals and 4 assists. So in general, I think in terms of the output that we are going to see in terms of goals and this with bit of less of game time, I think Norgaard can do the same. But in terms of the technique and the drop that we will have when if Partey, since Partey is leaving in that position, that will be huge. And Zubimendi now will have to fulfill a huge gap, and that too pretty quickly because we don't have the backup of Thomas Partey where we can keep Partey and ease Zubimendi into the team. So we don't have that option. Let me know what you think about Norgaard. Do you think it's a good business, or do you think it's again a shambles business done by Arsenal just to cover a couple of positions? And this is something that I wanted to talk about. Hand of Arsenal. Now, is this guy a right hand or a left hand? I don't know, but maybe he is all hands right now because he broke this exclusive news for Arsenal, where Arsenal are targeting Christian Mosquera as their ideal defensive choice this summer. Contacts have already been established as Arsenal look to beat off rivals. Andre Berta has backup options lined up. And this came in today. And I think this really shocked me for an instance where we were linked with a lot of attacking players, and I was trying to see who or which one do Arsenal sign, and all of a sudden this guy comes up and says this. And once he says this, this is now being backed by David Ornstein, where he said Arsenal are working on a deal to sign Mosquera from Valencia, 20-year-old preferred option to strengthen the centre back, entering final 12 months of his contract plus interest from other clubs too. Hand of Arsenal, again they quoted, and our man himself. Arsenal are in active talks to sign Christian Mosquera as a new centre back with initial negotiations already ongoing. He is among the top targets for centre backs position. Talks ongoing with Valencia and on the player side. And this guy, like, this was something absolutely out of the blue which came in for Arsenal. I was checking Twitter, I was seeing like if I can find some information on Sesko, Gyökeres, anybody saying something, and then suddenly this guy comes up and says that Arsenal are moving in for this, and this has quickly picked up pace. So as Fabrizio Romano said, that the talks are going on, and if you see, this came in a couple of time now. More on Christian Mosquera and Arsenal story. Understand the Spanish defender has already given his green light for the move. So this guy, just like Norgaard, he has given the green light. Mosquera keen on joining Arsenal. The club has already explained the project. More round of talks to follow soon. So I think this guy will be a here we go soon as well. Plus this guy, again, a if you have to say, in center back as well, we have Saliba and Gabriel, and until unless they are maybe unfit or they maybe are injured or something, we are not rotating that those two players, at least not in the Premier League for sure. And he will be a good rotating options along with like Kivior. So I think this should help Arsenal. So Arsenal are in talks to sign Valencia centre back Christian Mosquera. Talks are progressing over a deal of 20 million euro again fee, and Mosquera has already agreed contractual terms with Arsenal. So I think this guy, I think this will be a here we go soon as our backup options. Now, for me, again, it does make sense because Tomiyasu is still injured and he has been injured for the whole of last season, and we don't even know if he'll be coming for the start of this season. I think I saw somewhere in a report where Arsenal will get Tomiyasu back towards the end of this year. I don't know that brother. I don't know what happened to him. That's like it is not helping Arsenal at all. So and we already have Kivior as a left-sided center back. We already have this guy who will be a right-sided center back. So and we have Ben White, Timber. We have Calafiori and Miles Lewis Kelly. So I think we do have options now, and that should help us. Zinchenko, I'm not counting because Arsenal is trying to move Zinchenko. Maybe Fulham, maybe AC Milan now that Theo Hernandez has gone. So let's see what happens there. But I think Zinchenko, they will try to move him for sure. In terms of, let's see if we can. So this guy, even though, so mind you, he's just 20 years of age, and in the La Liga for Valencia last year he played close to 37 games out of 38. So that's a good number of games for a 20-year-old, and he played 37 games. He did score 1 goal and 6 yellow cards, no red cards. He played 4 Copa del Rey games as well. So in general, I think he looks like a good center back. Again, I have also only seen the videos on YouTube and I have not seen him play in Valencia, so I cannot say how good he is or maybe what are his strongest attributes. I'm not sure if I'm the best person right now to comment it. On YouTube, you make every person look like Maldini. If I just type on YouTube, Mascara, welcome to us, and you'll see a video where he will act like Maldini. So again, to cut short, I think he looks like a decent backup with a lot of potential, just 20 years of age. And for 20 million euro, it makes sense for Arsenal to make sure that do have a backup in case something happens. Because we already saw that when Gabriel was injured for like almost half of the season, Kivior had to step up and he did a good job. But Saliba was there. What if something happened to Saliba as well? So I think in general, I think the decision is fair where it should help Arsenal with the squad depth. And I think with so much of injuries last season and Arsenal being toothless in attack, toothless in a lot of positions, I think this is a good move from Arsenal to make sure that they have get decent backups, or not so they are cheap, they are decent backups that might help Arsenal when the time comes. Or I hopefully it doesn't, but if it comes, they do have a backup. Now for some good news. With a lot of rumors around how Real Madrid are tracking Miles Lewis Kelly, how Xabi Alonso eyes him, how Real Madrid see a potential in him, and all the rumors from Madrid Extra, Madrid Zone, that Lewis Kelly will not sign his contract because Real Madrid rate him and he would like to run down his contract to get a deal, like to move freely for Real Madrid as a free agent. None of that happened. Arsenal have signed him in a concrete deal, and the milestone Lewis Kelly has signed a new long-term deal at Arsenal, agreement valid until June 2030. And I think this guy, I think he is exceptional. He just 18 years of age, and to perform like the way he performed, because the player that we got for that position, we already had Zinchenko, we had Calafiori, two players who are known, and a guy from the academy to step up and to perform, to be the highest rated player in both the legs against Real Madrid. I think that speaks for itself. He does have a bit of banter in him where where, and I like that. I like that. I think many of the people were like, who is he to mock City? Who is he to mock Haaland? But I like that aggression. Like Arsenal's are like for the years of the past, we have been known for being soft. Like no matter what happens, we will just go back into our cushion, will not fight, will not do things like that. The only player that showed a bit of character and fight in him was Granit Xhaka. But right now we have a lot of players who can mock the teams back, mock the players back, go for a fight if it really comes to. So I think I personally like it. Like go, like it's okay. So I think this is a very good deal for Arsenal with Lewis Kelly signing a new long-term contract. I think this perfectly helps Arsenal in making sure that the young players that we have who are exceptional and have a very high potential and ceiling, we put them in a long-term contract. I think with Lewis Kelly being done, I think Nawari will also be done in the coming days. I think he will also sign a new long-term contract. Now for the saga. I am a bit tired of speaking about this saga, and I think at this moment in time, it's getting very boring. Every day that I open, it seems like one or the other person is saying something or quoting something where somebody says that, hey, it's done, hey, it's not done, hey, he's asking for a release clause to be added, hey, he is saying that he is fighting with his manager, he will not return to training. I don't know what is happening at this moment in time. Even though I wanted Jokeres, I just want anybody, just get anybody, get it sorted. And mind you, like there is one thing that actually uh, surprises me. So Arsenal went for this guy last season where he said that he wants to continue in Bundesliga. Again, I'm talking about Sesko. We went for him last season and he said like he wants to continue in Bundesliga, making sure he gives himself a bit more time to adapt and then come to the Premier League. And then, even though I wanted him to come, and I thought, like, me, it's a strong decision to make that he wants to stay, he wants to grow. He was 21 years old last season, he's 22 now. He wants to grow and then come to the Premier League. And I personally liked it that, okay, fine. Then comes this season, and we potentially had a talk with RB Leipzig in the January, checking with them that if a deal is possible in January because we have all our attacking players injured, and they said no, come in the summer. And now we come suddenly go in the summer, prices are high. We hear rumors about he's asking for more wages. We hear rumors like there is a contract, I mean, the release clause that he wants to be added. I don't think anything of that sort is true. I think Ben Jacobs or I think somebody else quoted that these things are not true. So um, yeah. So the point was, if Arsenal really wanted Sesko, which looked like they wanted Sesko. They were not even linked. I mean, they were linked with Gyökeres as well, but not to a point where there was any concrete news. Again, I'm talking things about before this summer started. So if Arsenal really wanted Sesko, and if they personally felt that this is the guy that we want, then in all honesty, they should have gone all out and got this guy. You know it that irrespective of the money, this guy suits your profile, this guy suits whatever he suits, get him. But that's not the case. Right now, we are playing with both the clubs, both the players. That hey, we are making decisions with you as well, talking with the other guy as well, making sure which suits us, wages wise, money wise, and that's the guy that we are going to sign. And that surprises me that if you really right now are worried about maybe Sesko will cost you, let's say a hypothetical number, 10 million more. So maybe Gyökeres costs you 65 million, Sesko costs you 75 million. Let's say that for example. So you will go for Gyökeres suddenly. But if Sesko costs you 65 million and Gyökeres costs you 75 million, you'll go for Sesko. So you absolutely have no, I mean, in terms of the player profiling, you're not giving any weightage to that. You're giving weightage to which is the best deal for you to get it done financially. And that to me, it doesn't sound well. I don't know how it sounds to you, but for me, it doesn't sound good at all. Like a big club who wants a player, who wants to make sure that they get the proper number nine, they are right now thinking that which of these two players suits in terms of like financial terms. But anyways, Sammy Mokbel on Latifum, a YouTube channel, he said that if everything went according to plan and Arsenal are to get the striker they want, it would be Benjamin Sesko. But things in football don't go the way you hope in terms of price, personal terms. Again, he's quoting price, he's quoting personal terms. Now, again, like for me, it doesn't sound good, people. Like you are rating a player or you're trying to get a player on the basis of the price or like how he's negotiating with you. If you want him, just go get him. You're Arsenal Football Club, RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig is named after the energy drink itself. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I know it's named after a energy drink, so make it make sense in that way. I genuinely believe uh, up till today, there isn't a clear favorite. If you were to take a vote from the people that matter inside Arsenal, there would be more universal backing for a move for Sesko than there is a desire for Gyökeres. And I think what is currently happening is one of my friend has joined the chat, and he said Sesko joining Stoke City, have some Red Bull. But I think at that point, it makes complete sense. If you want Sesko, go and negotiate with RB Leipzig, get the player, get the player. Red Bull, I mean, they are named after energy drink. I think you are Arsenal Football Club. But anyways, I think what will end up happening is they will move for the player that suits them financially. Let it be Sesko, let it be Gyökeres, whoever that guy is. And I just hope they get it done soon. For me, I'll prefer Gyökeres. But again, who am I to take that call or to make that call? It is Arteta, Bertha, and the financials that are around it. Moving on to the other news around this guy. We all summer have been, at least till now, we have been wondering that there were only two clubs who were linked with Gyökeres, which was us and Manchester United. Manchester United, again, Ruben Amorim, the manager who actually caught Gyökeres, made Gyökeres to the player that he is right now, a pure goal machine. And if Arsenal don't get him, it was sure that Gyökeres would like to go to Manchester United. But the dynamics change here because now it seems that Liverpool have entered the raid. And if you see, Liverpool are trying to offload Nunes to Napoli, a deal because Nunes right now he has declined Saudi offers and he will most likely want to go to, Napoli. He will still want to play European football and things like that. So, and they might get a good amount of money for Nunes. And if Liverpool enter the race, this will make things very tricky because Liverpool irrespective of what other people say, they have got some very good signings very early in the window, and they are already working on more. And they will links with Isak. Isak, I think there was one reporter who said like if they have to get Isak, they will have to break the bank and go close to 200 million euro. I don't think Liverpool are going to do that. Sesko or Osimhen or your uh, Gyökeres, I think these three more makes more sense for them. So I think if Liverpool try to go for this deal, I think they will pull Gyökeres for sure. So let's see what happens here. There was a lot of links that were made, but then again, Football TNT came and said that TNT Sports understand that Liverpool have no interest in signing Victor Gyökeres despite reports coming out of Portugal. Meanwhile, a number of clubs have shown interest in the current striker Darwin Núñez. I'm not sure about the number of clubs. Saudi was there. Núñez doesn't want to go to Saudi, and Napoli is there. I don't know how number of clubs are linked here, but let's. But still, again, today early morning, from transfer news and a lot of other publications quoting Liverpool have joined Manchester United and Arsenal in the race to sign Victor Gyökeres. So make it make sense. There is, I don't know, again, I don't know how credible this guy is. So again, he does have a good of followers, but again, in terms of credibility or how much weight is there in the things that he says, but he is saying that Liverpool have joined him, and a lot of other publications have quoted him as well. So one of my friend is saying Football TNT is a meme page. I think that was I don't know about a meme page, but yes, he is a not a big time Gyökeres fan, but I think if it joins Manchester United, he's a Manchester United fan. If he joins Manchester United, he will post like Gyökeres photos all over and every day. But let's see what happens. But I think if Liverpool come in for this, if Liverpool join the race with Manchester United and Arsenal, I think there is going to be only one winner. That is going to be Liverpool, because Liverpool have got already all the other players, and if they get Gyökeres, he will be a proper number 9 because Núñez is going to be offloaded this summer. And then there is again a bit of rumor around Arsenal. And again, this comes from Ben Jacobs. He has, I think it doesn't come from Ben Jacobs, it actually comes from Alex Crook, who is a Talksport journalist, who said that he knows that from Gyökeres sources that he is going to join Arsenal, and he has given or he has said these things. But let's see. So what he says is Arsenal have added Eberechi Eze to the list of left wing targets. Eze also being considered by Spurs. He has £68 million release clause and in his Palace contract. Rodrigo also remains of interest. Real winger will discuss his future with Xabi Alonso before deciding whether to explore an exit. Real are prepared to sell him around 90 million euro. And I think if Real are willing to at least offload him or sell him for 90 million euro, I think it's an absolute no-brainer. Just go for Rodrigo. I absolutely like him the way he plays. He's 24 to 25 years of age, and I think he will be a marquee signing for Arsenal along with Gyökeres, not Sesko, but Gyökeres. So one of my other friend, he has written, uh, he's saying, are you happy with Arteta signing 20 defensive players in his 5+ years? And that is so true. We have signed at least out of 20 defensive players, we have signed 12 left backs, that is for sure, and at least 5 keepers. So I think that makes complete sense. So yeah, but Eze is very good. Eze 88 is very good. I'm not sure if I got that right. One of the other friends has said Arsenal signing are cheap signing, squad strengthened, but no World Cup player chasing Premier League will be top in the squad. Spend the fight with United or Meme Club Award. Yeah, I think that makes complete sense. Like what Arsenal generally need, they are right now strengthening the squad as they are trying to add the backup players if the injury happens. And what we generally need is the world-class signing, a player who will really lift the mood of the squad, a marquee signing that will make sure that uh, the players, the fans, they all feel excited for the next season. 88, but is it 88 billion? So yeah. But yeah, coming back to this particular news, I think Eze, I rate him very highly. But if it comes to getting Eze or Rodrigo, I think I will go for Rodrigo any day, anytime. It's like a no-brainer for me. But let's see what Arsenal do. There have been certain talks around. It was asked from Xabi Alonso. So if you see, Rodrigo has not played in the Club World Cup. He didn't play in the last match. He was there as on the bench. He didn't play the other match as well. He was there on the bench. And Alonso said that. So let me show you what he said. So he was on the bench, but he didn't start. So he said that when the journalist asked him, like, why didn't you play Alonso? Sorry, why didn't you play Rodrigo in the game? He said that he looks good to me, enthusiastic. The other day was a technical decision. Uh, he remains important, and we will need him in the Club World Cup. He is a special player, and he will have a significant role. Now, he didn't say anything around how much he needs him in the league, I mean in the La Liga next year or things like that. But he just said that we need him in the Club World Cup, and if they need him that badly, he's not starting. Even though the first match he started, he didn't start on the left wing, which is his primarily his favorite position. So let's see what happens there. I think if it comes down to me, go for Rodrigo. If it's available, pay that 90 million, get him. He will really lift the mood of all the Arsenal fans and the players as well. So, but let's see what happens there. It will be a tough one, and I think this is going to stretch towards the end of the transfer window. It is not going to happen quickly. And with the Club World Cup currently going on, I don't think they will even have discussions on this. And this is where the Sky Sports. Okay, I think you see, I got cooked. So this guy is Sky Sports Premium League, and I thought like this was Sky Sports, like Sky Sports proper genuine one, and I opened this up, but this is Sky Sports Premium League. But anyways, so this guy has said Crystal Palace price is uh, 3 installments of 20 million. I'll not read it because this is not going to help you. But what Alex Rook has said is like he has 68 million release clause in his Palace contract. Rodrigo also remains of interest. Real winger will discuss his future with Xabi Alonso. So this is all the transfer news that is around Arsenal at this point in time. One of my friends is saying you got cooked by Sky Sports Premier League. So yeah, but I did get cooked. I thought like I just saw it and I thought like maybe it was in reference to this particular news with Ben Jacobs had shared, and I thought like maybe he's talking on the same line. So I thought like maybe I'll just keep it open. But right now when I opened it, I saw like it's Sky Sports Premier League. So apologies, people. Apologies, whoever is going to maybe have a look at this video. Apologies for that. And make sure that I'll not get cooked next time from these kind of accounts. But let me know your thoughts in general about the news. I know that none of these signings that we have done is exciting. Zubimendi, this player that we thought that we got him in January, is still getting dragged on. And I think to make sure that we balance the PSR and FFP and all those like tricky terms for like Real Sociedad. I think it will happen in the first week of July. So, and plus Kepa, I think that's a signing I don't want to talk about anymore. Plus Norgaard, a decent backup, but I think losing Thomas Partey will be huge for Arsenal because he was massive for us this season. So let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Help your brother reach at least 120. I'm stuck at 116. So help your brother reach 116. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.